Oh,
Why is right? Why is so right? Catch so much heat for that.
I can't explain it, man. But I don't want to talk about. We ain't here to talk about Gorilla Tag. Let's talk about your game, though, man. What would you like the chat to know? Because I want your community. It sounds like it, and I think people have been bringing that up. The communities for these games that are on App Lab are your marketing team, like they really are. Um, I don't know what builds a good community. Like we've talked about this on like different debates and like different streams. Like there's really no catch-all. I don't know why one game has a good community with game A and then game B, which I equally like, doesn't have a good community. What do you found from like your group? So if anyone in here is developing a game and wants to start at that community building stage, like what have you found from your way that you did it that people latched on and made them actually be advocates for your game?
yeah. So definitely one of the big things I've done is I've like validated my thoughts with the community all along the way. So like just today, we redesigned the logo for our whole game. And, I put it out to the community and say, hey guys, what do you think? And people are totally willing to just jump on there and be like, I like this, I don't like that. And I feel like that like participation in the development by giving their opinions on things has made people just like want to be a part of it. So that's like, if you're a developer, like start building your community early. Like I started my Discord server when I only had like 200 downloads, but all along the way, people just kept joining and had like, they saw the vision for the game and they're like, hey, you should do this. And, and I would respond to them and be like, hey, that's a great idea. Like, I'm going to put that in my idea list. I have all these ideas. In fact, like most of the great ideas I've had for my game have been thanks to the community kind of spitballing things at me. And so, like, if you're a dev, use your community, like validate your thoughts and feelings with them. Start a Discord and like be active on it. And like just that open communication. Like I do a devlog every Monday where I explain, what I did last week and some of the funny stories, some of the crappy stuff. And just that constant communication is something that like makes the players feel like not only they're a part of the game, but a part of like building the game and its community.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
go ahead, Mateo.
I think Anton was just talking about this on Twitter today from H3.
I might be able to pull that tweet up. Let me see.
Yeah, he was actually talking about how like the best games are the games that spent years being driven by the community and responding to their constant feedback. There's a couple other games that I know that have grown significantly based completely on player feedback. Swords of Gura is one that lives off of its community, and then even the development of Elysia is very atypical. They have their a couple hundred Patreons, and they give them like frequent access to the game while it's in development, and they're constantly changing elements of the game based on feedback.
Yeah, I remember like I feel pretty like you guys, like most people know I like Pop 1. Like I really enjoyed it. Now, I don't think it's my favorite multiplayer game. Like I like Pavlov better. That's just my personal preference. But the reason I was so big on Population 1, and I still am, is like I felt like I was part of something from the beginning. They were in early alpha forever. Like that game has been in development forever. Like Mateo, how long were you playing it like before it came out?
I think I had access for 6 months before the game launched.
Yeah, and I think I was right around you, but there were other people who had it well before we were even in there. And they were very deliberate on bringing people in slowly, really making sure that they felt like happy with Pop 1. Maybe not happy is the wrong term, but they felt connected to it. Then they referred people, because I got in because someone referred me. Like, so now not only are you building a community, but you're letting your community have ownership of who they're inviting into the community, and it just like dominoed. And by the time that game launched, their Discord was better than mine. It's better than most VR content creators that I know. Their Discord was amazing, and look what happened with the game. To me, it was I count it as a very large success. It's still going very strong.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of the few multiplayer games to launch past a certain point that actually survived.
Yeah, I don't know what the number. I really wish Oculus would show numbers.
I know. We only have the Steam numbers to use, and it's not a great representation.
No, because if you look at the Steam numbers, you'd think the game is dead.
Well, you know what? You say that, but it definitely dropped, and there's it's still a continuous drop off, but it's not as much as you would expect. Like, it's like 50% of what it was at launch. And only slightly declining. And actually, Onward has done the same thing too. Onward, since the Quest release, it got popular again. People freaked out because graphical change, whatever. Some people left, but that number's actually remained the same for a while too. So they're doing something right.
Yep. Well, my man, I'm gonna give you the floor. The end of here. We're gonna bring someone else on. What would you like to end it on? The floor is yours. Anything you want.
I mean, awesome. Like, thank you for letting me come on, dude. This has been an absolute pleasure. And honestly, thank you to all the VR community guys that are supporting guys like me. Like, it's so fun to build games for the VR community because you guys are so eager to see good stuff happen. And so, like, I hope my game sale can be that for some people. I'm hoping we can have a great community like some of these other ones we've been talking about. But honestly, just thank you guys. Like, there's nothing better than the VR community. So,
hell yeah, brother. I appreciate you joining.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Take it easy, man. Mateo, let's get you back on the stream. There we go. I got your beautiful mug right there. Yo, before we bring on the next person, someone with a little spicy take in the comments. I gotta hear your thoughts on going back to Medal of Honor. Because if anyone watched my last community stream, no, I went the hell off on Medal of Honor. I hate that fucking game. I don't. I hate disappointed. I hate that game. I'll say it. It was a missed opportunity. I don't hate it because of how bad it is. I hate it because of the opportunity it squandered.
Yeah.
But Magma Cream, who I see him in my comments. I think I'm sure he's been to your channel. He's everywhere in VR.
Yep.
Hot take. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond got kicked into the dirt by launch bugs, but is still one of the most underrated games for VR. Do you think? I got a follow-up hot take on that. I honestly think Oculus tanked that game on purpose.
Oh my god! So I've had this conversation.
Can we talk about that
on stream? Oh my god! So like I was like, guys, we have to go tinfoil hat here for a minute, but I'm gonna say that Oculus was completely okay with this game tanking.
Yes.
Because how much they're already losing when it comes to VR. They're in like -4 billion every year or -3 billion. They're around there. So a couple million for a game is nothing compared to that. So to push more people away from PC VR to Quest only for only a couple million, that actually works in their favor. Now, I'm not saying they did it, but I can see it being true.
Well, I think it was a big case of also, it's like similar to like Black Widow, the movie. So Black Widow, the movie, like, screw it. It came out like 5 years too late? Like, she's already, spoiler alert, cover your ears, kids. If you haven't seen the movie, I don't care. It's on you at this point. It's been long enough. Scarlett's dead. You know what I mean? She's dead. Now we have to go back. So
why do we care?
Why do we care? Well, she survives. Whatever happens in this story, there's no skin in the game. We know she's good, right? The movie came out way too late. Black Widow movie, way back in the day, would have done fantastic. I would have loved it. I would have watched it. Medal of Honor, same thing. When Rift S was at its peak and doing okay, like, yeah, that probably would have been the time to launch it. But by then, the Quest is king. And you can't launch Medal of Honor. It's just a game that seems like it was started too early, or it came out too late compared to when it was started. And at that point, when they launched it, especially launching it after the Rift S was already discontinued, they knew what they were doing. It was, we got to get it out, make some money off it that we can, and it's a dead game.
And like, I mean, you'll never get the full story because, there's non-disparity clauses whenever you work with Oculus, so you can't go online and shit talk them. So EA is never going to come out, or Respawn, they'll come out and be like, no, they screwed us. They made us go this way design-wise, blah, blah, blah. You'll never really know what went on, but you kind of heard those grumblings that, like, all the different studios, you got EA, Respawn, Oculus, they were kind of clashing, and then, this is what happens. That's the end product. Yep. There's a whole bunch of people by the end who don't care. Oculus is like, we don't care if it tanks. And Respawn's like, we're freaking done here. And you know how EA can be, so...
Yeah, Respawn's not doing too hot right now. Let's just be honest. They're not doing too hot with any of their games at the moment.
But, I mean, if you look prior, they had their Star Wars game, which was fantastic. Titanfall, it's older now, but Titanfall 2 was an amazing single-player campaign. And when I heard they were working on a VR title, I was like, please do Titanfall. Your single-player campaign was amazing. And mechs and VR. I mean, it's just, come on. But no, we went World War II. There was a really strong contrast between the gameplay, which was like Inglourious Bastards, and then these, novel-style documentary clips. And it's like, This is two different worlds.
Hit that subscribe button to stay on top of the daily clips, or catch the debates and fireside chats live on the main channel down in the video description. See you next time, Space Cowboys.